Greetings, I'm Mr. Sean. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my kitchen. It's a mess already, and you can see some beautiful things in front of me. Oh yes. We're going to enjoy Graccu's Day. I'm just calling it off the wall, but we do have Graccu's mincemeat fruitcake. We do have Graccu's homemade meat pie, and any other paladin would want to drink, but Hearthglen Ambrosia. Oh, sweet. Take another sip, Mr. Sean. In the past, it was a long day. Into a large bowl, I put 1 stick of butter, 2/3 cup of white sugar, and zest of 1 orange. Then beat the crap out of them. Having 2 eggs ready, add them 1 at a time. Drop 1 egg and combine it. Then add the 2nd egg. Now, if you have the options to choose between a box of mincemeat or a 27-ounce bottle of mincemeat, I recommend the bottle. Here's the box I bought, and I followed the instructions to reconstitute it. But this was quite the brick of mincemeat. I was supposed to crumble the package into the pot, but there wasn't really any way to do that. Thankfully, the water helped to separate and rejuvenate the mincemeat. And man, did it smell good on the stove. After reconstituting, allow the mixture to cool. Once it's cool, add 3/4 cup of buttermilk to the mixing bowl and combine it. Now add the mincemeat, stir that in. Drop in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Here I'll be adding 3 cups of flour, 1 cup at a time, mixing between each cup. Once blended in, add 1 cup of dried currants and 1/4 diced candied ginger and fold them into the batter. Once combined, drop the batter into a greased cake mold of your choice and pop it into a preheated oven of 350 degrees and bake for approximately 1 hour. I started checking if it was done at the 50-minute mark with a toothpick test, which came away clean, indicating it's ready to be removed. Then allow 10 minutes rest before taking it out of the cake pan. Then allow 30 minutes rest prior to icing the fruitcake, which is sift 1 cup of confectioner sugar into a small bowl, 2 tablespoons of brandy, or in this case white grape juice, and a dash of vanilla. I left out the 1 orange zest because I didn't buy a second one by accident. Optionally, cut 10 maraschino cherries in half for decoration, and use a spoon to drizzle the icing onto the cake. And after this, I need a drink. Hearthglen Ambrosia. Into a small pot, put 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 black tea bags. I settled for a different kind of tea called Rooibos Rocks South African Red Tea, 1 cinnamon stick, and 1/2 teaspoon ground cardamom. And I forgot to buy a pear, so don't forget to get 1 pear cored, diced, and plopped into the pot. Simmer for 10 minutes, then remove from the heat and pull out the tea bags and cinnamon stick. Add aged gin, which I also subbed for white grape juice, 1/4 cup maple syrup, and stir. This ambrosia is now ready for consumption. This is the mother of all recipes. The longest recipe to prepare and to cook. A little bit longer than what the book indicates, in my opinion. Graccu's homemade meat pie. First, prepare 1 flaky pie dough and have it ready in the fridge. I covered this before, sort of. I know I failed that time. I didn't want to show you the next 2 failures I had with that recipe. Yeah, anyway, I'll be covering that later on about how bad I am with flaky pie dough. So, dice up 2 to 3 carrots, 2 to 3 sticks of celery. I could not find leeks at my grocery store, so I decided to add green onion and half a white onion. Plop 1 tablespoon of butter into a frying pan. Cook the celery, 3 cloves of minced garlic, and the carrots until it's a little soft. Once cooked, move the vegetables from pan to a medium-sized pot or one large enough to hold all the food. I dropped in another tablespoon of butter to cook the onions. Toss in half pound of diced sausage. I chose Johnsonville's Hot Italian. Move that off into the pot as well. Add 1 pound of stew beef or diced chuck steak and brown the outside of them. Move that into the pot. Finally, cook 1 pound of ground beef or pork. I chose Angus beef. At the end of the cooking, drain off the excess fat from the ground beef. Then add 3 tablespoons of flour to help thicken the remaining liquid. And add this to the pot of food. Remove the frying pan from the heat and replace it with the pot of food. Pour in 1 cup of dark beer, or ginger beer in my case, and 1 cup of beef stock. Then add half teaspoon of thyme, half teaspoon of rosemary, half teaspoon of salt and pepper. Cook this uncovered for 30 to 40 minutes, or until liquid has reduced. Transfer the pot of food to a large mixing bowl and allow to completely cool. Once the mixture is cool, bring out the flaky pie dough from the fridge, or in my case, store-bought pie crust. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. I bought some pie tins to make individual servings, individual meat pies. The recipe called for a regular-sized pie dish. I cut out the top using the tin as my guide. I filled up my tin. Placed the pie crust over it and pushed it down on the edges. Eventually I found that using a fork was a better means to make a seal and looks more appealing. Cut slits into the top to allow heat to escape. I used excess dough for decoration. I made a little bunny, sort of. Then brushed the dough with a well-beaten egg. Bake in the oven for approximately 45 minutes or until a crust is golden. Allow for 10 minutes for cooling. So I have flipped one of my pies out And there we are, looking oh so beautiful, tasting gorgeous. This would have been a little easier if I had put the pastry on below, which I did with this one. I didn't do with this one. Should have. But despite the fact that I couldn't make a pastry dough, come on, let's start dingling.
And here we see Mr. Shaunus Cookitus. Oh, he gives him the thumbs up sign that it is good. Absolutely speechless as he eats gobble by. Oh dear. He seems to be very excited right now.
Compliments to the author. You wish you were here right now.
Let us move ahead to the next item, because clearly he is just blown away.
Of course, what's Graccu's Day? Without a little bit of mincemeat fruitcake. And this is a hearty cake. I've already had the trimmings of this. So, yeah. Look at that. That is just a beautiful piece. I've got some more of this delectable drizzle. Thank you, Graccu, for all the things you've done, because this is a delectable meal. Of course, thank the author for converting it from World of Warcraft, but hopefully in the near future we can actually see who you are. There's only a card about him. There's not a whole lot of information. Other than these two foods and a World of Warcraft trading card, don't know a whole lot about Graccu. But he definitely has a good cook's touch. Ciao.